Welcome to the Answers for Elders radio show. Meet the trusted experts who will give you straight answers and will help guide you on the path of later life care. Now, here's your host, founder, caregiver, and CEO, Suzanne Newman.
And welcome back, everyone, to Answers for Elders Radio Network. And we are here with Juli Anne Gibson, the founder and CEO of Real Estate 55 Plus. And my dear personal friend that I'm so excited is now part of our team. And I am just, that's been the greatest excitement for me, Juli Anne, is to have you back on Answers for Elders, where you were a long time ago on our radio show. And now you're talking to the whole U.S. and you have realtors throughout the USA. So obviously we'll talk a little bit about that later in the hour, but I want to get back to the home. Home, we talked about, safety features. Now there's a whole other aspect to taking care of a home that supports you, and it's home maintenance.
Absolutely. And not only keeps the senior safe, but it also can defer expenses, or it can increase the value of your home. For most of our senior clients that we work with, they've been in their home 20, 30, 50, 60. I think 72 is the longest somebody lived in a home.
Wow.
Oftentimes when we're coming in doing an assessment, there's been lack of maintenance on systems and the property itself, which are going to cost a lot more money than it would have been had they been preventative, right? And as we age, we don't see, smell, or hear things that we might have when we were younger that are giving us clues that there's an issue in our home. And so to start, I want to say the furnace is probably, because we're going into the fall right now, having your furnace service is super important. One, so you make sure that it's working properly, so you have adequate heat coming on. But you also want to make sure that you have your ducts cleaned, and you want to have anywhere that you have an airflow coming in, that you have those cleaned out for two reasons. One is if your air duct gets clogged, especially your dryer, that can start a fire.
Yes.
Number two is if you have allergies at all, and it's clogged in your air ducts or in your vents in your bathrooms, that can cause all kinds of havoc on your breathing, your airflow. So get that HVAC system serviced. You can call our 1-800 number. We have discounts that we offer to seniors through a lot of our local furnace and HVAC specialists that'll come in and do a service for you.
And you guys that's one of the things, a service that you do is you provide senior discounts through all of the providers that you work with across the country. And that's the thing that you kind of extend to everybody, whether they buy a house from you or not.
Correct. We have a lot of clients that attend our Aging with Choice workshops, and their roadmap is that they're going to stay in their current home for as long as they're possible, hoping that there's not going to be some major crisis that we don't know is coming. So maintaining their home is one of the ways that we're able to help them stay in their home for as long as they possibly can and not have that deferred maintenance.
Right. And obviously, one of the things I think is big, especially with this time of year, is now the rain is going to start coming in September. The fall is here for most of us across the USA. I think about like slippery decks. I think about mossy environments, things like that. What are some of the issues as we're heading into fall?
Absolutely. Well, with the roof, one thing, if you have an area that has a lot of moss, people are like, oh, it's just ugly to look at, but it expands and extracts, and that's what causes the shingles to deteriorate. So having moss removed, having someone inspect your roof, looking for either cracked shingles or flashing or a rain cap that's missing, so that helps with any leak prevention coming into your home. They can also take a look at your gutters and make sure that they're not full. Full gutters cause water spills. What do water spills do? They wreak havoc on siding and windows and intrusion into basements. As far as walking with moss, it becomes very, very slippery and slick when it's wet. So making sure that someone's coming in and removing the moss from your sidewalks and your stairs and your decks. Super important to make sure that you have a clean space to be able to walk.
And again, you have information for people on your website. So would you give us your website and information and how we reach you?
You bet. So our website is realestate55plus.com. And our 1-800 number is 1-800-964-1553. And a live person will pick up the phone.
That's fabulous. And I'm curious, you have like a how to or tips for us on your website for our listeners today. Would you give us information about that?
Absolutely. So you can go to our website, and on our first page, if you scroll down about halfway through the section, there'll be downloadable tips and tricks for home maintenance, for fall prevention. And then there's some for fall, kind of a cleanup and what you can do to your yard to prepare for the fall and winter, so that when the spring starts, your yard and your garden is going to bloom and it's just going to look fantastic. So there's some maintenance you can do right now in the fall time that's going to help.
I love that. And so Juli Anne, everyone, and myself, we are going to be right back right after this. We at Answers for Elders thank you for listening. Did you know that you can discover hundreds of podcasts in our library on senior care? So visit our website and discover our decision guides that will help you also navigate decision making. Find us at answersforelders.com.